would like to introduce myself first. Any of those people on the webinar that don't know me, I'm Kirk Sarf. I'm Director of Life and Annuity Sales here at New Horizons Marketing. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. And those of you who are a repeat, this is part two of a two-part webinar series that we had put a lot of thought in and felt like it would just be beneficial for our downline agents and potential agents to hear from a couple of our downline agents that have been successful and kind of their stories. So last week you heard from Amanda, who had a tremendous year last year and very soft-spoken young lady. And we really appreciate her time. And today you're going to hear from a gentleman that year in, year out is the top dog for what we do in annuity sales. And he's been doing this since 2005. And I do have the fortune that his office is right behind me. So I've listened to many of his presentations, and they just keep getting better and better. And his consistency over the past decades, 2 decades, has been nothing short of marvelous. So without further ado, please help me welcome Michael Sams.
Hello, guys. I am Michael Sams, and I'm here to help you today. This is not about Michael. This is not about anything other than if there's anything that I can share from experience that's going to help you in your own sales and your own sales process. That is the goal for today. Might sound silly to say this, but I think most might be disappointed at the simplicity, that there's nothing magical about what we do. It's just a process. It's a systematic approach with every client. And we're just going to be open book and transparent about it. And along with that, I'm an open book when it comes to questions. So we'll obviously save those for the end, but I'm just going to roll through what does it look like for us to roll through an appointment. What are the frequently asked questions? Let's hit the agenda for today. Understanding how we start with a client needs assessment, hoping to give you guys the confidence to use a 10-question needs assessment, what some of the client concerns are going to look like, what are the most frequent examples when we discover that people have money, what does that normally look like, and then along with the frequently asked questions, and then your Q&A. So we'll roll right into the client needs assessment and the magic behind it. It's not a one size fits all. We start the conversation with that 30-minute warm up. I'm just getting into a sales process here, but just that warm up is so huge. You can't just say, hey, I'm very confident in this subject and I'm just going to go straight for the good stuff. Man, build that. You guys already know this. Build that 30-minute warm up, something in common. I don't care if they come in with a John Deere hat or what it might be. We're talking about finding something in common. From there, we get to say, guys, there's a lot of things that we get to help people with. And in order to understand your big picture, I'm just going to roll through these 10 questions on this needs assessment to understand your big picture so that we can feel confident making recommendations for you. And so when you're looking at that needs assessment, the last question on the needs assessment just says, do you have a 401k or any IRAs? And sometimes us as salespeople, it's hard for us to zip our lips and listen. And so when you put that out there, do you have any IRAs? Do you have any 401ks? You're just gathering information. It's not ever, just preaching a little bit here, it's not ever, oh my gosh, I see opportunity and now I'm going to go for it. Nope, we're still just fact finding. We're just getting all the information. We find out, okay, they've got a 401k. I'm asking, what do you think the current balance of that is? Oh, you also have a Roth IRA, okay? What do you think the balance of that is? From there, I'm also wanting to know when they're planning to start drawing off of that, if they've given any thought to that. But really, we're just gathering. I don't want to go into a sales presentation about how great our interest rates are, how great our products are, and find out they don't have any investments, and then it just looks like you're just fishing, and you're just throwing crap at the wall and hoping that it sticks. Here, you're discovering what do they really have going on, when do they plan to use that money, how much do they plan to use at that time, and then you can make some product recommendations from there. Let's hit that next slide there. Uh, yes, yes. Again, hit the one more. With that question, I've already just kind of mentioned this. If you can take a picture of this screen and just say it is as simple as when we discover that they have money and we're trying to just we don't pick a product and say, man, we hope this works for everybody. No, based on the information that to these two questions, we get to make a rock solid recommendation. Mrs. Jones, when do you plan to use this money? Okay, you've got $150,000 in your 401k, you got $65,000 in an IRA. When do you plan to use that money? And just take notes as she's writing, as she's sharing, when they plan to use that, and then how much they plan to use at that time. Um, I say all the time that, hey, we have a Rolodex of options to choose from, and it's not a one size fits all. So when I hear the answers to these two questions, I can help start pointing you in the right direction, making sure that the product and the plan that we're going to recommend meets your needs, meets your goals, and checks all of the boxes. So we'll roll on to the next one there. Keep going there. Many times when clients are oh my goodness, we're really taking care of like a Medicare. This is our world. We're taking care of a Medicare piece. I'm understanding Social Security, planning for retirement, trying to sort through all of these Part D plans. Why are we really getting into this? Might be kind of the feel that you might have if this is a newer idea to you. And when to give you a little bit of confidence there, it's, hey, I I've never really had extra money rolling around to be able to go see the Edward Jones guy or the Raymond James guy. But all of my working years, I've had this um, account, this 401k type of account, and I've been adding to it. My employer's been adding to it, and now I'm looking at this crossroads of retirement, trying to understand all of the Medicare stuff. And oh my goodness, you can take care of that too, just by asking the question on the needs assessment. Do you have any IRAs or 401ks and any other investments? You're well into that conversation before you even know it, just by asking that question. From there, when we're rolling over an IRA or 401k, many times people are afraid, they're a little paralyzed to move, to do anything, because they're afraid of a taxable event. So I love to proactively say, many times, Mrs. Jones, when you're getting ready to move an IRA or 401k, there can be the concern. I'm proactively sharing this. There can be a concern that we're going to create a taxable event. And I'm always pleased to share that it's a non-taxable event because you are not taking a withdrawal. You are not taking a distribution. You're simply saying, I want this money to be in a safer place, and that transaction, that move, that transfer can take place without creating a taxable event. I'm going to speak to you as the agent to agent. I think there can be some intimidation of like, man, me, the agent, if they're trusting me to do this, I don't want to screw something up and then they have a taxable event. I'm going to point everything right back to Kirk and say, he's going to help when you have that client. He's going to help point you in the right direction and making sure you're going about that sales process properly. The application process, the transfer form, whatever that might be, to ensure that it is a non-taxable event. Another client concern or objection. So if they do have a financial advisor, and you think about breaking up with the financial advisor that you currently have, there's a couple of things that I'm just going to throw out there that hopefully one will resonate with you. When you see that there's already an established relationship with a current financial advisor, I say this. I don't say, oh, well, you've already got an advisor, you're good. I just say, hey, if I'm going to go buy a new pickup truck tomorrow, I'm probably not going to go to the first dealership that I see and just buy the first vehicle. I'm going to go to a handful of dealerships and make sure that I'm getting the best deal for myself. And in the same way, I just want you to treat us like one of those dealerships. We will give you our best foot forward with that, even though you've got an established relationship, that's fine. But I would want to know that I'm doing the best thing for myself. And so, with great confidence, being independent brokers, we're always going to have the most competitive offering available and never fearing like, gosh, I hope they don't run into this type of agent because they're going to offer products that we don't have. No, it's never going to be the case. So we love that. In addition to that, I think there's a little bit of intimidation of, do I have to call my financial advisor to request a transfer? Hey, Michael, I love everything that you're saying about the product, the safety, the guarantees, da 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 da. And it sounds like something I want to do, but deep down there's some hesitation or reservation of, am I going to have to make that awkward phone call to my advisor and say, hey, I'd really like to transfer my funds? We get to reassure them that they don't have to do that. You don't have to break up with them. It's Mrs. Jones, this is what the process looks like. And again, I don't wait for them to ask these questions. I feel like it's helpful to be proactive and just saying, I already know what all those hurdles and frequently asked questions are, which is why I'm wanting to share them with you so that you can build that into your presentation. The transfer process looks like this. All that we do is we gather name, date of birth, social address, who are your beneficiaries. From there, there's a transfer form. And we're going to have you sign the transfer form. And that is two companies, two financial institutions communicating, saying we have a written request to transfer funds from point A to point B. And those guys work it out. You don't have to call and get involved. Now, with that in mind, I don't know that you have to bring this up now, but at the end of that presentation, I'm always sharing, Mrs. Jones, anytime money is getting ready to leave a financial institution, there's always a conservation department trying to conserve that business from leaving that financial institution. We know that they're going to throw a few extra hoops our way. Oh, well, we need to sign transfer form, a signature on our transfer form, or some baloney. We don't care, but we're just used to it. And so sometimes there is a hang up. And so why I'm telling you that is 5 to 10 days after we submit all of this, we do a three-way phone call with you in which we are just saying, hey, we requested to transfer these funds. We're just calling to check the status of that. Do you need anything else from us? Again, you're calling like the back office, the home office. You're not calling that broker, that advisor, financial advisor, and having that awkward conversation. So I see people on that one question there, like almost like take a deep, deep sigh of relief, like, oh, okay, that's good. I've really liked my advisor in the past, but I like better what you're offering here. Let's go on to the next one there. Fees. So sometimes, and I'm going to pick on myself, in the past, it was like, fees, what are we supposed to say about this? I mean, we're not supposed to talk about how we get paid. And I have over time really learned to embrace this question. Mrs. Jones, you ask about fees, and I love the question. I love to just proactively mention that built into the pricing of the health insurance products, built into the pricing of a life insurance product, or built into the pricing of this guaranteed contract. Insurance companies have already factored in that they're going to pay a broker for writing the business. But here's what I love. 100% of your deposit earns that guaranteed interest rate, and you never have to account for a fee. Now, I'm going to press timeout and rewind just a second, only because, yes, there are some products that offer that have fees involved. Thank goodness all of the products that we get to offer don't have fees. So you can find some with fees, but I'm telling you, you get with Kirk and you don't have to be offering a product that includes a fee. So that in mind, that's how we address the fee subject and I think to go with that, sometimes I think I was just asked earlier this week, well, are you going to get paid on this? And I think 10 years ago, I'd have been like, oh, I don't know what to say. I said, don't worry about that. We absolutely get paid. And their response was good. We want to make sure that this is worth your while. So again, just the more you get into that question, the more you get to answer that question, the more it's like, hey, they know that you are not doing this for your health. They know that you're not doing this for free. And don't be afraid to talk about built into the pricing of the product. They know they're going to pay the broker for writing the business, but 100% of your deposit earns that guaranteed interest rate that we're talking about. The next client concern and or objection, is this insured? So by the book, we're not supposed to proactively bring up how these things are reinsured, but if the client asks the question about it being insured, you get to say in the back of every policy there is you get to say, hey, you're reinsured up to $250,000, and in the back of every policy there is the guarantee. It talks about the guarantee association and how you are reinsured up to $250,000. I want to rephrase all of that only because usually it goes like this. Hey, I've got some CDs at the bank, and one of the things that makes me feel good about the CDs at the bank is I'm reinsured up to $250,000. Is this insured? So that's normally how that conversation is going, and then you just get to reassure them that, hey, the most you can be reinsured anywhere is $250,000. And so being reinsured the same works really well. One more, mixed reviews about annuities. Might encourage everybody to just take some notes on this part right here. There are 3 types of annuities, and I build this into the presentation. Why I keep saying that, like proactive, proactive. I feel like if you're playing defense, it doesn't feel good. Like, oh, you're just coming up with whatever answer that you can come up with to knock down my objections or concerns, when I find it way better to just be proactive and say, hey, again, we know what your client concerns are, and we're just going to try to knock down. I always say this: if you're trying to get to the end of the hallway and you could lose them at one of the doors, one of the side rooms, let's shut all those doors to help them get to the end of the hallway before they just shut their eyes and ears down. So here, when it says different types of annuities, Mrs. Jones, I think it's important to know that there are 3 types of these plans. I'm not using the word annuity yet. There are 3 types of these plans. There are variable annuities, which are like a cuss word. Okay, so just know and understand that we don't recommend all types of annuities. Variable annuities can have a 5% guarantee and charge up to 6% in fees. We want to know and understand that there's a difference. If you've ever heard any mixed reviews about annuities, a negative review on an annuity, it's always going to be a variable annuity. Next, you're going to have a fixed annuity, which I can stand behind. Super simple, plain vanilla, lock in a guaranteed interest rate for a certain period of time. That's all there is to it. Hey, for this period of time, you're guaranteed this rate. I've got this black and white contract with compounding interest. I know exactly what my annual statement's going to say each and every year. And last but not least, there are the FIAs, fixed indexed annuities, in which they just give you a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more options on how you can earn interest, and just get a little bit more creative on strategy and allocations, which again, that's just an overall understanding of the difference in annuities. How we match a plan to you, again, comes back to, feels redundant, but I'm saying it again. When do we plan to use this money? And how much do we plan to use at that time? Based on that information, here you go, Mrs. Jones. This would be the best recommendation I can give for you. From there, just hitting some of those high level client concerns and objections. Let's hit that next slide of what can you expect these clients to say when you ask, when are you most likely to use the money and how much are you planning to use at this time? Let's hit example number 1. Many times folks will say, hey, as soon as I retire, I'm going to be living on Social Security. I've got a little pension or no pension at all, and I'm going to need to supplement my monthly income, my Social Security, with some of this money. Okay, how much do you think that you need? And then we take inventory. Hey, what are all of our debts or expenses for the month, and how much do we have coming in? And help them arrive at that number. It's pretty simple. It may sound involved, but it's pretty simple. And I need, fill in the blank, $1,000 a month. Okay, Mentally, I'm saying, okay, I know this plan or this product has a 10% free withdrawal. I know this other product has a 5% free withdrawal. And I'm calculating, and yeah, I'm not afraid to pull out that phone to use my calculator just to run what are those calculations to know, is this going to give them the amount that they're going to need? Getting carried away so many times. We have plans that have penalty-free withdrawals beginning after 12 months, after 1 year. And so make this up and say that the example is there's $250,000, and I'm going to need to start drawing right away. As soon as I retire in 3 months, I'm going to need to start drawing right away. Well, how do you deal with that? Well, one of the easiest ways is you say, hey, Ms. Jones, you got $250,000 here. We're just going to, and you need $1,000 a month. We're going to set aside 15,000 bucks just to be safe, $15,000 that you get to use over the next year. And then whenever that 1 year wait of taking penalty-free withdrawals kicks in, all of your other money is there, earning a really good interest, and you're able to start taking that 5% free withdrawal if that's what it happens to be. So that's example number one. We're only doing two of them. The second one is, guys, I guess from my vantage point at my age, I think, hey, people are going to be chomping at the bit to start using their money as soon as they retire. And I think this second example is more common, more realistic, that, hey, we both have Social Security, one or both of us have a pension, everything that we have is paid for. Okay, maybe she has a car payment, but it's not much, and we're not going to really need to dip into this money. So then we start talking about Mrs. Jones, that's wonderful, or Mr. and Mrs. Jones, that's wonderful. You know that when you reach a certain age, you're going to have to start taking out what's called the required minimum distribution. We'll call it the RMD. And that current age is age 73. Used to be age 70 and a half. They keep increasing it. It's currently at age 73. By the year 2030, that RMD age is going to be age 75. Okay, so you're not even going to be required to start taking money out of this account until that age. And in that year, I just keep walking them through this. I'm painting that picture so that they feel like they can see the future and understand what they're going to get into. Hey, in that year that you turn 73 or 75, whatever that ends up being for you, you're going to get a letter from the financial institution that holds your money saying you have to start taking out roughly 4%. Okay, so even if you don't need the money, you've been able to put that money away pre-taxed with the understanding that when we reach a certain age, we have to start taking out a certain amount. So I'm going to go off script for just a second. I feel like so many times talking about money can be an intimidating subject. Talking about money can be one of those where it's like, man, you start messing with somebody's money and I goof something up, they're really going to be upset with me. I'm going to just stay, and I hate it when I hear this as an agent, I'm just going to stay in my lane. Well, it's more just of the intimidation, insecurity of getting into something that you're just not 100% sure of. I greatly encourage you to start engaging in those conversations by asking the questions off of a client needs assessment. That's as easy as it's going to get. Ask the questions. That doesn't mean you have to move into action. And then when you have a client that has some money, you're able to then just tap into Kirk, and Kirk's going to say, hey, what's your client profile look like? Okay, they've got 400,000 here and da 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 da. And then did you ask those two questions? When are you planning to use the money? How much are you planning to use? You're just asking questions. From there, Kirk's going to just give you, it's what he's done for me, give you, hey, here is a product that would work well. And then next thing you know, you've done the same type of presentation 3 times and you're off to the races, feeling comfortable and feeling confident because you had a little bit of hand holding along the way. All of us need some hand holding along the way. And so don't be intimidated to ask the questions, and then let Kirk kind of hold your hand for those. Mentally, I would want you to do this. Mentally, just say, I'm going to lean on somebody heavy for my first 3, and you'll be blown away how comfortable and confident you become after 3 of those. So, little extra credit there. Okay. So we're going to roll right into Kirk talking about the mentorship program. I'll shut up, Kirk, and I'll let you take over from here.
All right, thank you, Michael. And we'll have some questions here in a minute, but I've kind of a little intermission here. I want to briefly mention there's a wide range of agents on this webinar, so I recognize that. But if you're just kind of getting going, maybe have never ever written an annuity or even talked about it, thought about it, we do, and I'm going to be brief on this. You'll have to contact me after this webinar at your convenience, but a mentorship program. In essence, all this is partnering with someone that will have for you. They're not stealing your clients. You're bringing a hot lead. So it's somebody that maybe is a Medicare supplement client of yours that you've never really talked about with money, but you're gonna tell that person, I'm working with so and so, and they're an expert in the field. And the bottom line is, we've done these. We've had great success with it. Typically, it's done on a Zoom call. It can be just a phone call. You do have to be licensed. So whatever carrier that we end up with, you still have to get licensed. But then you'll just end up splitting a commission split with who we have help you with this sale. What we found in the past, maybe 2 times this is done, and then you're like, well, that's good enough for me. Perfect. If it's after 1 time, perfect. If it's multiple times, that's fine too, but you control that. So I guess the high points of this is, if you're not confident, you'll be paired. I mean, we'll have a person like a Michael that will help you with that appointment. It might take 2 appointments, 3 appointments, whatever it is. You're going to get the feel of that. They're going to write the business. They're going to go do the e-app, all that. You're going to get paid your commission. The guy helping you is going to get paid their commission. And like I said, after 1 or 2, maybe you say, you know what, I got this from here on out. But the point on all this, just get with me, or there is some things on our website. I know that Jason and Kate have on there that do provide information as well. But in a nutshell, don't let the lack of confidence or lack of training stop you from doing this. So give me a shout, email, call, whatever. We can talk more about the mentorship program. Any other slides, Jason, or Jason, I'll let you facilitate, and then I'll close it after the Q&A.
Okay, we have a few questions. Terrence asks, on question 10 of the CNA, are you looking for a yes or no? Or are you looking for an amount?
Yeah, so it's always going to come with a yes or no, likely a yes more times than not, but it does require a quick follow-up. Ms. Jones, do you have any IRAs, 401ks? Great. Which ones do you have? They may say yes, but which ones do you have? They'll say IRA and a 401k in a lot of scenarios. Okay, is that a Roth? And you're fact finding. Don't treat it like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get this information and I'm going to need to know what to do with it right away. No, just fact find, gather that information. So,
okay, Dub asks, do you have to understand the IRAs and 401ks?
understanding IRAs and 401ks, let me simplify it. It sounds intimidating because you can say, oh, what's the difference between a 403b, a 457, an IRA, a 401k? To you, it does not matter. All of those are pre-taxed accounts. That's all that matters. You've never paid taxes on it. You and your employer have contributed to these accounts. Just treat it as there's 2 categories. I've either paid taxes on it or I haven't. Keep it very simple. I think it feels intimidating when we say qualified and non-qualified. Qualified just means it's pre-taxed. Qualified means it's pre-taxed. If it's non-qualified, hey, this is just regular savings money. Keep it really, really simple.
And next, is the reinsurance per policy or per person?
Great. The most per company, neither. Per company. So I'm going to use a real life example. Guy named comes in and he says, hey, I've got $615,000 and I want to take 205 and put it with company A, 205 with company B, and 205 with company C. I just want three different companies so that and I always say it this way, in a doomsday type situation, in the worst case scenario, which is not likely at all, but let's just play that scenario. Each one of those plans are reinsured to $250,000.
All right, Henry, if an annuity becomes insolvent and you're working with a state guarantee fund, what is insured? The original investment or the investment plus the interest it has earned?
I don't know that I'm going to do the best at answering it. I just know that you're reinsured up to $250,000. Thank God we've never ran into that scenario, so I can't speak from experience to give an exact example of when I have ran into that.
Courtney, I didn't catch the answer for how you respond to clients commenting about not touching their money until required RMDs. I think that was that question, scenario number 2, if they don't need the money right away.
Yeah. So I may not be answering the question directly, but it's just, what does that normally look like? Hey, guy, my income is sufficient enough. My expenses are minimal. Most all of our debts are paid, if not all of them. And I don't see us needing this money. Okay, that's great. So just know that you are going to reach a certain age where you're going to have to start taking out a certain percentage. And just to give you reference for that, it's going to be, for round numbers, just calculate 4% of that total. And that's something that when we help you do this, we fill out a form that says, hey, systematic withdrawal request, just send it to my bank every month or once a year, whatever I prefer. And I either do or I don't want taxes withheld.
The next question, what client qualifications would determine whether you recommend a fixed versus a fixed index annuity?
Great question. I love that question. Many times if you're dealing with someone that's much older, the fixed, and I'm going to highlight two of them right now, the fixed annuities seem to be more plain vanilla, more straightforward, more just no moving parts. And you say, Mrs. Jones, you got a 3-year option at 5.5% or a 5-year option at 5.9. And don't use this as a staple, but 85 plus, you're looking at some other factors, but you're usually saying, okay, that fixed is pretty good for them. When you're dealing with someone that's getting ready to retire, they're getting ready to leave their employer plan, and they and their employer are no longer going to be contributing to that account, and we're learning when are they planning to use it, how much they're planning to use. The FIAs can tend to have some longer lengths of term. The longer the length of term that we go for, typically the better interest offerings that are available. And so we start gravitating more towards the FIAs. Don't take my answer and say, oh, he says old people need fixed and young people. That's not the case. That just seems to be more of a common idea.
The turning 65 Medicare enrollment has been a successful time for having these discussions. Guess that's a question.
Yeah, I'll say something that sounds a little bit redundant, but you're dealing with these people that are just hardworking people that have had their head down, not really just knowing that they can't touch a retirement account before 59 and a half without a 10% IRS penalty. And so they just like, I know I've got this money over here, but I'm not touching it. Don't know when I can, don't even know how to do anything with it. I'm kind of afraid to do anything with it because I don't want to create a taxable event. Have never had extra money to go to an investor. If they had extra money, they're going to buy a boat or something like that. And so here at the time, the crossroads where they're so overwhelmed with the Medicare maze, understanding Social Security and what does it look like to come off of an employer plan, because if we're real about it, their employer is giving them two options and they just get to choose between one of these two options, and that's all they know. So they're entering into a scary new world about Medicare and all this crap that goes with it, and you happen to be in front of them. You're going to help them with that, and by the book, we're going to help them with piece that has the greatest sense of urgency, and that's going to be the Medicare piece. And upon delivery of a policy, we're going to tell them to, hey, bring your most recent statements for these accounts. We'll take a little bit of inventory and then we'll give you our best foot forward. That's what that would look like.
On FIAs, will we typically be splitting between a fixed account and an account that is chasing a stock index?
I love it, Henry. I have my preferences, and I am very comfortable just sharing what that looks like. With FIAs, they can give you umpteen options on how you can choose to earn interest. And Henry, I know you've heard me say this before, but I just say historically, which two have done the best? And let's just keep it simple. I like to look at a fixed rate, even within an FIA. What is the fixed rate? And what is the S&P 500 annual point to point? And just to break that down to make it super simple, hey, Mrs. Jones, half of your money, if you're going to do a 50-50 split, half of your money, you can have this guaranteed interest rate, and you know to the penny what half of it's going to do, and that's a darn good interest rate. The other half of your money, you can choose to follow the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in our country. You cannot lose, but the trade-off for that is they're going to put a cap, a maximum, or a ceiling on how much you can make in the good years. And that cap happens to be, just use round numbers, call it 9%. So best case scenario, 9%, worst case scenario, 0. The last thing to go with that is, what is the likelihood of me getting that 9%? Well, based on the last 30 years of the S&P 500, it has averaged right at 10%. So a pretty good possibility of reaching that cap and maximum more times than not.
If we didn't get to your question, either email, you see Michael's email on the screen, or call me, email me, and I promise you we will get to that. I want to thank everybody for opportunities. And some of you have never written an annuity before. I see some of the names on here that have written many, and you're just trying to figure out, how's Michael do this? Because I've seen this over the course of many, many years now. And I coach for a living for a long time. And I will tell you this, it's all about consistency. And people in the office sometimes give me a hard time. And I know Michael's going to smile, but I talk about milking the cows. And simply what that means is, it's not hard in the old days to milk a cow. The hardest thing was that you had to do it twice a day, every day, no days off. And that's kind of our mantra here at New Horizons, and where Michael is and Sam's Hockaday, all part of the big picture with integrity on that platform, is that we show up every day. We work hard for you. We know we want to earn your business. And as corny as this may sound, it is what we do here, is that we truly want to help you help as many people as you can. We do. And some of you are scared to talk about the money. It's not just me helping you. We have a team, and we have some great partners that make sure that we're doing what's best for your client. So you'll never, ever have to worry about that. That's your insurance. We're in the insurance business. That's your insurance, knowing that we're going to put your client in the best thing. Typical of that RMD question, one of the things that hit me, and that will make sure the product's RMD friendly. But that's why we gather information to get a good case design. And I don't want to make this sound like it's some complicated deal, but simply that we'll cut the fat out of it, kind of get it down to the 2 or 3 possibly best case scenarios for your client, and do what's best for them to help them. They've worked hard for all this money, and that's what we want to do. We want to help you help as many people as you can. And that's the bottom line. But thank you guys for everything. Please reach out to us. Like I said, we want to earn your business. We want to earn your trust, your partnership. We're personable. We're relationship built. And that will never change on our end. So thank you, everyone, for showing up. And we'll see you next time. And we hope to do this again sometime real soon. Thank you.